This is the Solex 34 Pict carburetor. This is just an outlay of what where all the controls are, all the connections are, where the vacuum port is, where the volume control screw is, where the bypass screw is, and so you can adjust your carburetor. And this is the other side of the carburetor. This is the newer one. This carburetor is made for the alternator, because the pump is kind of like backwards. And this is the just the difference between the Bocar and the German. You can tell the idle jets or pilot jet are completely different. They're two-piece on the Bocar. This is the idle jet on the German. That's where you're going to drill. And this is the Venturi. I don't have any pictures of me actually removing it, but the instructions are in the first video. You know, use your imagination. I'm sure you can figure it out. It's not that hard. And this next slide, okay, you can see the silverish jet next to the bowl. And that one is your air jet. You need to drill it to you need to solder it and then drill it to a smaller diameter. That's a 60 millimeter that I ended up with. That works pretty good. And this one you can tell that there is no Venturi, okay? And there we're removing the plug so I can get to the jet, which is behind that really tiny jet. And at 11 o'clock there's the auxiliary jet. That one you don't have to change out if you don't want. It's only if you're gonna rev the shit out of it. You can see at 11 o'clock there's a golden plug. That's for the auxiliary jet. And the way I fish them out is I normally use just a little thin wire to fish them out. To put them back in, you can use a toothpick and start the thread a little bit and then finish it with a screwdriver. There I'm removing that magnetic shut-off valve to get to the main, and there we're unscrewing the main. And then we're fishing them out. If you're not comfortable doing this, do this on a bench. Don't do it on the car, because if you drop them, it might be kind of hard to find them. And there we're using the digital calipers to find a drill bit. Remote control antennas on old little toy cars work the best. That's really hard steel. They make great drills. There we're drilling the idle. Ended up being too big, so I had to solder it shut and re-drilling it to a smaller diameter, which is I think I ended up with 80 millimeter. And there we're actually soldering it. You can see the solder on the bottom right corner, and using the toothpick to put them back in. Pretty simple. Just start the threads, you know, put them in and start the threads, and then just finish it with a screwdriver. There's another look on the idle, and that's exactly where it goes, like on the previous slide. That's where it goes. That is your hose connected to the vent tube, which is completely sealed, and that's why you need that release of negative pressure. And that is the hose exiting, and that's pretty much it. It's not connected to anything, it's just venting. Okay, good luck with the project.